that Kevin Durant is in Brooklyn now, but apparently the Nets found out about his decision at the same time the rest of us did. GM Sean Marks says they learned KD had chosen the Nets when they saw his Instagram post. Marks added, quote, "We all got that in real time with you guys. We weren't even sure if we were getting a meeting that night or a telephone conversation with him." Interesting stuff. Shannon, how do you explain this?
I explain it like this. He was leaving Golden State come hell or high water. It became but that's abundantly clear, Skip. Now, for me, this is I've never heard anything like this. How do you accept, Skip? You go to a job, you don't even know they have an opening. You didn't even go interview for the job. You show up to work out here. I might just try that my next job, Skip. Just go knock on the door. Hey, I'm here to go to work. Who are you? I just want this job. Here I am. Skip, I can't believe this. A man takes a decision like this. Kevin Durant does not interview. He does not meet. He does not call. What if they didn't want him? That's a good
question.
Skip,
sorry.
Skip, you've been around this thing 40 plus years. You ever heard anything like this? I mean, the guy, he's like in free agency. You know, everybody want to be wooed. You know, they fly.
That's true.
They flying cross country. Golden State got on a plane. They call them the Hampton Five with Steve Kerr. Skip, they got on a plane and flew from San Francisco all the way to the Hamptons. 6 hours to woo Kevin Durant. Everybody was coming in and meeting LeBron when he went through it in 2010. He was meeting Chicago and the Knicks and the Heat and this one, yada, yada. We hear all these meetings taking place, whining and dining. Kevin Durant doesn't take a meeting. Kevin Durant doesn't call anybody. Kevin Durant puts on his Instagram, "I'm signing with Brooklyn."
Yep.
Wow.
And did it actually 45 minutes ahead of the opening of free agency. Really?
And that's why you can't do tampering. How you tamper with somebody you never had a conversation with, Skip? How do you tamper with someone you never got a meeting with? He says, "I'm coming to you." We joke about, Skip, how LeBron knocked on Magic's door.
Yep.
But really, Skip, this is unbelievable. At least LeBron talked to Magic. Yep. At least Magic was in his driveway waiting for the start of free agency, knocked on the door, goes inside. Kevin Durant said, "No, I don't need to do none of that. This is what I know. I'm leaving Golden State, and I'm going here, or I'm going there." And once it became clear that I don't know what transpired, so that even lets you know Nick's trying to save face. Because, Skip, he didn't even give the Brooklyn Nets a meeting. And you're going to say, well, we were a little leery about signing him because of the injury. No, you weren't. Kevin Durant made it abundantly clear he was going to the Nets. And so you trying to save face, say, well, we weren't going to, we were a little, the medicals, and we couldn't see him. He signed with Brooklyn without an interview, and they ain't see no medical record. They ain't even see him, so let alone the record. This is, I've never heard anything. I've never seen anything like this. And I'm from the country, and I ain't never heard no issue like this before.
I have never heard or seen anything like this in all my years covering the NBA, and that's because I'm not sure I believe it.
Really?
There were rumblings the next day or two after the free agency period opened that the in-city rival Knicks would file tampering charges against the Nets. In this day and age, the way no rule, we're going to talk about this later in the show, but there are rules that nobody pays any attention to.
No.
So I have no idea how you could get a tampering charge to stick, given the way everybody played free agency, right?
Yes.
But I just find it wholly unbelievable that there was no contact of any kind. And again, this statement that he made, that Sean Marks made, we found out in real time with you. Found out in real time. So you're just sitting in your office waiting, thinking, okay, when the clock hits midnight, which is actually 6 p.m. Eastern, right? That then we're going to call. We'll call his agent and say, "Hey, could we schedule a meeting tomorrow? Maybe Tuesday, maybe Wednesday. Could we maybe just talk on the phone, or want to go to dinner?"
Well, maybe Kyrie had worked out all the details.
Okay. Well, maybe he had, but the reason this is far-fetched to me is that there were the rumblings, and this statement that he made completely clears them of any tampering charges. But there are lots of small connections that are actually big connections, because there's an assistant coach named Adam Harrington who sits on the bench with Kenny Atkinson and is also considered like a player development coach. And he spent the 14-15 season with Kevin Durant in Oklahoma City, and they grew very close because at that point he was a shot doctor and a life coach. And I found a quote from him. I'm not sure where this was, but I'm just going to quickly read the quote. This is from Adam Harrington in 14-15. I travel with Kevin anywhere from 2 to 3 weeks a month. Workouts during the season, off-court mentoring, film breakdown, and just doing life together. It's been great. So they got really that close.
Right.
So you've got that connection, so you can certainly talk to Adam.
Right.
What's up? You know, how does it work there?
Right.
What's Kenny like?
Right.
What's Sean like?
Right.
What's it feel like? And to your point, Kyrie was very close to all of the above. So just by osmosis, just by being around them and near them, they're going to know enough to know.
Right.
Kevin Durant is a shrewd operator when it comes to business decisions.
I think what he means, Skip, is that the head coach, the general manager, the owner, nobody that normally gets meetings with a player of his ilk had the conversation. Now, maybe he did talk to that guy, and he was able to fill in the blanks. But that's Kevin Durant. So even if you knew nothing about him, he's 7 foot tall. He's a career 27 point. He's a 2-time Finals MVP. You're taking him.
Okay. Now, back to your original premise, which could be true, that he just didn't have any contact because, number one, he is out of Golden State, and number two, he's just going to go with Kyrie because he loves Kyrie.
Right.
They are truly best friends. And as I told you the day after this went down, I said, it sounds like Kyrie is the alpha in this twosome, right?
Right.
It sounds like KD's like, okay, it's the Nets.
Where we going?
Yeah,
we're going to Brooklyn?
Okay. I trust you. I believe in you.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go do this.
Yeah.
But it also smacked, I told you, of semi-retirement on Kevin's part because he got his 2 championships and he got his 2 finals MVPs. And then he knows he got to sit out a year anyway because the worst thing happened. You know, he ruptured the Achilles. And so he's just saying, hey, whatever. I did all that. I just want to be around New York City because we're going to move our, 35 Ventures to headquarter in New York. And I just want to be in Manhattan in the neighborhood. Now, obviously, Brooklyn's near enough by that you can live in Manhattan if you want and play in Brooklyn. Or you can live in Brooklyn and play in Brooklyn and go to Manhattan whenever you need to. But the point is, it felt like he just kind of threw up his hands and said, whatever. But this is Kevin Durant. What do we always say? Boy, he is his own man.
Yeah. And I think the thing is, Skip, no one saw the Golden State coming, but at least Golden State got a meeting. Other teams got meetings with Kevin Durant. So at least they were in it like, okay, we did get a meeting. We don't know how it's going to turn out. But when a guy comes to you, that guy comes to you and knocks on your, no, he doesn't, Skip, when you get home, he's at your dinner table eating. That's how comfortable he was signing there. He didn't even, I'm good. I don't need to meet Kenny Atkinson. I don't need to meet Marks. I don't need to meet the owner of the team. I'm going to Brooklyn.
Even though you're going to have to live with those people, right?
Yes.
They're going to be direct impacts on your life coming up in another year, right?
Yes.
Well, you know how it is playing for a franchise. What if you walk in the door and when you go to Baltimore and you don't know anything? You knew Ray, obviously, but
you know, I met with Brian. I met with Ozzy. I flew back on the plane with Art Modell. So I got very comfortable talking to those people. Skip, this is Big Brother. Or this is like you know, when they just put everybody in the room together. You have no idea, and you just got to make it work. But you understand that you're going on a game show, and this is how it works. But in real life, in basketball, you don't want to know. You don't. Okay, what kind of system you run? I guess you're a superstar. You are the system. Because I can assure you, Kenny Atkinson, they're not going to, when Kevin Durant comes back in October of 2020, they're going to run what fits best for Kyrie and KD, whatever that is. So what they were running before, they won't be running that when Kevin Durant steps his 7-foot butt on the court.
And I'm still disappointed in Kevin that he didn't even give passing interest to the Knicks because that's the move to me. That's the legacy move. I'm going to go there, and I'm going to fix that. No championships since 1973. I'm going to go do that.
I wish you'd have that same energy because the legacy move for Kawhi is the Lakers. I'm going to fix that. They hadn't been to the playoffs in 6 years. That's the purple and gold. But you wanted to go to the Clippers.
All right.
Clippers.
But with Kevin, he might have had to go it alone because then the Knicks made it clear they didn't want Kyrie. So maybe Kyrie's the one doing all the legwork and the homework, and he realizes the Knicks they're not interested in me. So, Kevin, we're out on the Knicks, right? So is Kevin just going to accept that? Why wouldn't Kevin meet with David Fizdale? I'm a big fan of David Fizdale. Why wouldn't you at least sit with him? Maybe he did.
You know what, Skip? I think the thing is for me is that I think once Kevin got injured, it changed his thinking a lot. Because I'm not so sure, had he not been injured, he might have been willing to go it alone.
Maybe.
Because he understands, I'm Kevin Durant. Well, I'm injured. I'm away from the game for a year. Am I still that same KD?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
He doesn't know because he's never been down this road before.
Okay. So if you're Kevin Durant, wouldn't you want to sit with James Dolan, the owner of the New York Knicks? The infamous owner?
No.
Why not? Why wouldn't you just go, it's your life and your legacy. Why wouldn't you just go sit and say, explain to me why I should be a Knick, just to hear what he had to say.
Well,
look him eye to eye.
You know what? He should have, KD should have went in and said, okay, explain to me why you had Charles Oakley.
Okay, you could do that. Well, that might be your first question.
I like old school. So why'd you ban him?
All right, I got it. But he didn't, I guess, give the time of day or night to anybody with the Knicks.
No.
Steve Mills, the head coach.
And I love Fitz.
Yeah, so do I.
I think he's an unbelievable coach. Because I wish he was the Lakers coach.
Okay.
Neither here nor there now.
I just have a sneaking suspicion that Kevin Durant had conversations that Sean Marks did not acknowledge.
Right.
That's what I think.
Or maybe he didn't know about.
Or maybe.
Because, hey, keep this on the hush because, tampering, $500,000. And then Adam Silver might say, well, since you guys tampered, you're going to be unable to sign him.
Yeah.
I mean, that'd be some David Stern type stuff.
It would.
Now, Adam Silver wouldn't do that because, David Stern, he, like when Minnesota tampered with Joe Smith. And they said, not only can you not sign him, we're going to take 3 first-round draft picks for the next 3 years. And it ruined the Timberwolves. So maybe he had those conversations, Skip, and KD's like, we need to keep this on the hush because we mess around and get a tampering charge, and I'm not going to be able to sign with you guys.
So then he had what used to be called plausible deniability?
Exactly.
Right. Okay.
Not to my recollection. Or to the best of my ability. Not that I can recall.
Well, that is a problem that Adam Silver does want to fix. He's been talking lately about making some adjustments to free agency in that process. We'll talk about that and player trade demands a little bit later in the show. But next